And you can probably ask any bodybuilder, especially at, the level, professional level, is the training is always the fun part. That's what we look forward to. That's what got us here in the first place. We fell in love with training. We just wanted to be in the gym, be some gym rats to start. And then everything kind of, the competition side took over. That's when nutrition came in, living in the lifestyle. But the training is always the root of all of us. And in what I think, especially in my regards. I'm not someone that I don't have a trainer. I mean, like a lot of these pros, especially top pros, they have either a trainer or they have a guru that, writes their workouts for them. I think, that's what makes bodybuilding special is you evolve your own training. So from the start, just always looking back, and the fun part is I kind of, I always track these things, or I build programs over time, and I look back at some of my old programs and just see how different they are. 5 years ago from what they are now, even 2 years ago from what I do now. And it just tells me how training is always evolving. And that's why I think it's so much fun. And that's why I think this sport, this bodybuilding, or just, weight training in general is a lifelong activity, because there's just so many variations, there's so many variables, there's so many different things you can do to challenge your body, to confuse it, to create growth, high rep, low rep, high volume, heavy weights, light weights. But like what I've come to learn is, as long as you're bringing the intensity, as long as you're bringing, the focus, that you're always gonna continue to advance or grow. But what the beautiful part is for me especially, is you can use, it's evolving in that you can use other techniques that you learn along the way. And that's what I think is the funnest part, is with training with other people. Like a few weeks ago, I was just out in California. I trained with another pro out there that I'm actually competing against. I ran the workout because that's what I like to do. I like that control. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna give you a fucking good workout. Just follow along. But sometimes it's good to just kind of sit back and he took over the second part of the workout, and I did some new things, and it created a new stimulus to growth. I mean? Like I was a different kind of sore the next day, and it wasn't like it was like groundbreaking stuff. It was just different. So you gotta sometimes even I have to stop and think how can I make this even harder than what it is? Yeah, maybe it might be the exact same movement. What can I do different here, just to tweak it a little bit? That's gonna make me more sore, which is gonna tear down more muscle, which I'll recover from and get grow more. And so it's just small things like that that are always evolving. And you can't get caught up in your own ways and always just stick to your own ways. And I think that's kind of, you look at what those guys did, Branch and them, they always did the 20 reps on the quad extensions, then they would go squat, they'd go to 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate, 4 plate, 5 plate, and that's cool and all, but I'm someone that I like to not only intrigue the workout, but I want to intrigue my mind, and I always want to challenge myself physically as well as mentally, and create not only a productive workout, but also a fun workout, you know what I mean? So there's always a job to get done, but there's different ways you can go about it. And so when I go in my training session, I'm going, what can I tweak today to make this as hard as I can? I go in there a little blind sometimes, I go with the flow in my workouts, and it works for me, you know what I mean? Halfway through, I might just completely switch out what I was thinking I was gonna do, because I respond to how my body's feeling. I respond to what I think is gonna work that day, and that's what makes this fun for me. Training is fun for me because you create it. You create your own training style, and and then at the end of the day, it comes down to you. I want to have all the responsibility on me. So when that show day comes, if I don't win because I'm a little bit smaller than that guy, or I'm less developed than that guy, it's not because his coach is better than my coach, is because he worked, he executed better than I did. And so I need to go back to the drawing board and start it over. So I love the pressure on myself. I love the creating my own training. I love writing my own programming. And you know what? And I also think that's why I'm continue to be very, very successful, is because I love doing this and I'm very, very good at it. 3. Come on. Yeah. Ooh. That was more than I wanted to do. I love this shit.